Hello, hello. Okay, so we got it. Okay, so what are we doing? We are looking at our abacus, and we're going to be doing some, what are we doing? We're doing this right here. Okay, so we have 91. We have 91 on the abacus, and what we're going to do, we're going to look at this. So 90, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 1. 1. So this is 91. 91 looks like this on the abacus. That's what it does. That's it. And so when we're looking, what are we going to do? We go to here. Because I have a path and it's going to take me to here, I'm going to do 35. 35 goes over here. So 30, 1, 2, 3, 30, and then 5. So we have 30, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. Oh, not 4. That's wrong. I got to do 30. So that's supposed to be 30. Hello. Hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. My name is Lynette, and what we're doing is we're doing some abacus. So I need to do 93. And so it's got to go 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 3. 1, 2, 3. 93 looks like this. 90. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 3. 1, 2, 3. Hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So I have this path that takes me to this box, and then this box I have to look over here to color in the abacus. So this is 44, so I have 4 and a 4. So 44, this is my 10s and this is my 1s. So we have our 10s, which is 40, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Takes me to here. Then we look at 45. So 45 looks like this, 40 and 5. Hello, everybody. Welcome. Welcome. We're reading the abacus, and once we understand how to read the abacus, we'll go into understanding how to add and subtract and how to add and subtract. So here is 45. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then this is 5. So we have 45. Welcome, everybody. Hello. So we have 32. 32 looks like this. We have our 3. 1, 2, 3. When we look, we have 1, 2, 3. And then I have to do the 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And so my final answer is 32. Takes me to this box over here. So now we got to do 39. 39 is 1, 2, 3, and then 9. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 3, 1, 2, 3, and then 9. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then takes me to this one over here, and then I have 37. 37 looks like this. 30 and then 7. 1, 2, 3, and then 5, 6, 7. So 3, 1, 2, 3, and then 5, 6, 7. Takes me this box over here. And then we have 90. So we got to go from here and then go backwards. So we have 90. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then we have 0. 90 on my abacus looks like this. 90. And then I have my next number. Hello, everybody. Hello. What we're doing is we're learning how to read the abacus. This is 5. So 5 on the abacus looks like this. The top bead will always be 5. When we're looking, and I'm going to color that in, when we're looking, we have 5, we have 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 10 looks like that. So 10s and 1s. This is a 2-digit number. This is a 2-digit number. I'm going to do 63. So 60 looks like this. 5, 6. This is 60. 6, 0. That's 60. And then I'm going to add the 3. 1, 2, 3. Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for the hearts. Thank you for joining. What we're doing is we're learning how to read the abacus. After we read the abacus, we're going to do some adding and subtracting. But the first thing we need to do is understand how to read the abacus. So right now, I'm coloring in my abacus and I have 63. On my abacus here is 63. Now I have to have 68. So 68 is 5, 6 on my 10s column, and then I have my 1s column. When I look, every column is a place value. Every column, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1s, 10s, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s. So this question is 68. So I'm going to color in 60, 5, 6, and then 8. 5, 6, 7, 8. So I have 68. Hello, everybody. Hello. Welcome, everybody. Come on in. What we're doing is we're learning how to read the abacus. After we learn how to read the abacus, we are going to go and understand how to add and subtract on the abacus. So if everybody is ready, it is now going to be your turn. We are going to be doing 3-digit abacus. 3 digits. Here is my maze, and what we're going to do is we're going to use this to cover. So I have this number, right? And if you look, I have my abacus ready. I'm going to have my ones, my hundreds, my thousands. When I look, I have my ones, tens, hundreds. Ones, tens, hundreds. If I look at this, I have my ones and my tens and my hundreds. None of the beads over here is touching, so that means that this would be 0. Now, what number do you think this is? If I have here, this would be 5, 6, 7. What number do you think this is? That's 70. And then we have 3. 1, 2, 3. Put it in the chat if you think you know what this number is. I'm going to go to 673, and now we're over here. We have our hundreds. We have our hundreds, it looks like this. We have our tens, looks like that. And then we have our ones, which just looks like this. What number do you think this is? This is 3, 1, 2, 3. And now we have 60. 5, 6. So this is 63. Oh, very close, Camel Love. So when we do 63, right? And then we have, this one is the hundreds. So we have 5, 6, 7, 8. So this number is actually 863. Every column is a digit. So this is 3, this is 6, and this is 8. Does that make sense, Cam? So when we're looking, we have our hundreds, our tens, and our ones. Oh, good. Oh, good. So that's what it looks like. 863. Let's try another one. It's going to take me to this box over here. What we're doing is we're doing maze. Hey, Kaylor, how's it going? How's it going? So what number do you think this is? I have my hundreds, I have my tens, and I have my ones. I'm going to color it in. My hundreds, my tens, and my ones. Cam, what number do you think that is? It's just you, me, and Kaylor. Hey, Q, what's going on? Good, 573. Well done. Well done, Quest. Yeah, I'm very good. Hey, Soy Sauce. Yes, thank you. 573. I'm doing very well. Thank you, Cam, right? It makes sense now? Well done, well done. I'm doing well. I'm doing well. Thank you, Kaylor. So I have my hundreds. This is my hundreds. This is my tens. And then this is my ones. So what number do you think that is? Thank you so much, Kim, for the follow. So my hundreds, my tens, and my ones. What number do you think this is? 732. Well done, Quest. Soy Sauce, Mordeaux, Maddie. Maddie, it is 300. It looks like this. 331. The question I have is actually 7, 1, 5, 6, 7, 3, 30, which is good. And then we have 2, 1, 2. So my number is 732. How do you get the hundreds from that? Well, if you see the place value, it's right here. This is the hundreds. Ones, tens, hundreds. That's what this is for. So every column is a place value. Mordeaux. What is this? So Mordeaux cheated. What is this? This is an abacus. Stop cheating. So what are we doing? We're learning how to read the abacus. Hello, Maddie. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So we have 732. Cool? All right. So, right, but you colored in 3. 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Ah, right? Easy. Simple to use, easy to understand.
Oh, I can see everything.
I have my hundreds, my tens, and my ones. When I color it in, I'm going to do my hundreds, my tens, and my ones. What do we have? 552. So 542 looks like this. 540. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you got the 2. Almost, Johan. So Jenna, 502 looks like this. So it's actually 552. That's what we have. The top bead is always a value of 5. The top bead is always a value of 5. And when it touches the horizontal bar, that's what's being counted. Thank you, Mordo. Thank you, Kim. I have to calculate. Crazy. Thank you, Crazy. Thank you, Heather. Thank you, Soy Sauce. Okay, so 552. So now we have this number. We have our hundreds. We have our hundreds, our tens, and our ones. This is an abacus, and what we're doing is we are learning how to read the abacus. And if you're interested, we actually do adding, subtracting, multiplication, division. But for right now, we're going to be doing some adding and subtracting. Thank you so much, Maddie. Now I understand. Right, Johan? It takes a little bit. Why is the dot? Oh, that's a good one, Mermaid. So if you look, I have a ones indicator. So my ones indicator, if you notice, I have 2. I have 2. So if I choose, Pokemon,
I choose you.
If I choose here, then this would be my ones place. I'd be my ones, my tens. But because we're doing hundreds, I need to choose this one over here. Then I have more space.
Okay, Charizard, I choose you.
Because I have my one, because I have my ones over here. I have my ones, my tens, my hundreds, my thousands, my 10,000s. Does that make sense, Mermaid? Thank you so much for the question. So my question is my number is 800, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is 1. This is 10. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's a very good question. Thank you. Thank you, Jenna. Thank you, Quest and Maddie and Heather. Thank you, user 946. So this is not 5. 512 would look like that. But what we have is 814. Thank you, Soy Sauce. Thank you, Crazy. Thank you, Johan. Right? Makes sense, right? See? Simple to use. Easy to understand. Well done. Well done, Mermaid. Well done, Maddie. So we have 814. It takes me to this number over here. What number do you think this is? Hey, Char, good evening. Good evening, Char. How are we doing today? I have my hundreds, I have my tens, and I have my ones. So we have hundreds, my tens, and my ones. Well done, Char. Thank you, Soy Sauce. Thank you, Heather. Yes. 565. The 5 is up here. If it was 1, Maddie, it would be like that. So it'd be 561. But yes, thank you. So it's just a typo. 561. And sometimes, and that's what it is most of the times it's just typos because the numbers are so close together. So we have, what do we have? I have my my hundreds, my tens, and my ones. I have my hundreds, my tens, and my ones. How are we doing? What number do we think this is? 456. Thank you, RIP. Thank you, RIP old me. Thank you, Char, Maddie. Thank you, Soy Sauce, Quest. I am Gills. Welcome. Thank you, Katie. Thank you, user 946. Another typo, Patty. So we have 456, and it takes me to this box over here. Again, I have my hundreds. I have my tens, and I have my ones. So I have my hundreds, my tens, and my ones. Easy? Thank you. No, thank you for joining. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for participating. This is a very participating room. I like to see people participating. Hey, Sarah, welcome back. Well done, Gills. Well done, Soy Sauce and Maddie and Quest. Are you literally the first person? RIP, hold me. Everyone says, "Ah, this is really helpful." Oh, good. Thank you. I couldn't understand reading in Abacus now. Yes, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you, Gills. Thank you, Mickey. Thank you, user 946. So we have 200. This is 2. 1, 2. This is 8. 80, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then 1. 1. So 281. Sarah. I was lagging. You know, I was actually working on a little game for the Abacus formula where we were going to do some sorting. And I was going to modify it, but then I got sidetracked. So I have a matching game to do Abacus formula, but then I was going to go into figuring out how to sort it, so it'd be like a drag and drop. I'm actually quite excited for this. I did it before you said it. Oh, you did? Well done, well done. Okay, yes, the top bead will always be the value of 5. So I'm going to color it in. We have our hundreds, we have our tens, and we have our ones. Well done. So yes, thank you, Maddie. We have 600. So this is 600. This is 50, and this is 4. Thank you, Maddie. I did it before you said, yeah. Sarah, thank you, Sarah. Thank you, user 947. Thank you, Gills. Thank you, RIP. Thank you, Soy Sauce and Maddie. Okay, good. So, Ace Duder. Does that make sense? We're going to keep going. So I'm going to take it to this maze over here, and this box is what we're going to look at. What we're doing is we're learning how to read the abacus. Thank you, everybody, for joining. Thank you so much for commenting. I feel like now I'm not the only one in the room. Thank you, Maddie. I appreciate that. Thank you, RIP. Thank you so much for the cool and the garden and the cool. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the presents. I do appreciate that. So we have our hundreds. We have our hundreds, we have our tens, and we have our ones. We have our hundreds, we have our tens, and we have our ones. We have 500. Thank you, Maddie. 528. Thank you, Sarah. Thank you, Quest. Thank you, Soy. Thank you, Gil. Count me in. Thank you, Darlene. Thank you, RIP, and thank you. Yes, well done, well done. So we're going to do this is the last one, and we're going to go on to understanding how to use the abacus. This is easy. But we're going to do more. There's adding and subtracting, and that will be the fun part. This is easy stuff. This is like kid stuff. So we have our tens, we have our hundreds, we have our tens, and we have our ones. Notice there's no hundreds, so this would be 0. And then we have our tens, and we have our ones. We have 76. Thank you. Not 4. 4 would look like that. 476 would look like that. That's the reason why we want to look at the columns. Every column, if they're touching the horizontal bar, that's what's being counted. So we know that this is 0. Yep. So 56 looks like this. 56. What this one is 70. 5, 6, 7. Does that make sense, Gil? And then, yeah, soy sauce. Thank you, Maddie. Thank you. This is so fun. Oh, thank you so much, Maddie. Thank you so much. I actually have this available in my store, but I don't have it available yet. I'm out of stock. But if you're looking for something like this, it is available here. My name is Lynette. I've been teaching abacus for 20 years. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to understand how to read the abacus and how to move the abacus. Oh, hey. Yes. Hello from San Diego. Hello from San Diego. Well, hello. Hello, Stephanie. Okay, so my name is Lynette. I've been teaching abacus for 20 years. It's a little bit long, but I do enjoy it, and I'm starting to actually build out more abacus and abacus questions and abacus worksheets and workbooks and so forth. So if you're looking for things to have a hobby, like some people are like, well, is this for old people? And I was like, yeah, this is for old people. Why? Because it's comparable to Sudoku. It's comparable to crossword puzzles, jigsaw puzzles, word searches. And what we're going to do is we're going to do some adding and subtracting. It's kind of like chess, right? It's kind of like chess. It's like a little hobby thing to keep your mind active. And what we want to do is we want to keep our mind active because just as RIP old me, we want to make sure we keep our minds active. And so that would be that's the little thing that I've got. So what we're going to do is we're going to understand I bought. Hey! And the book for my toddler. Yeah, it took me back to my elementary school days. Yeah, I can't wait to do the mazes to be back in stock. Yeah, sorry, I apologize for the out of stock. I didn't realize people would be so interested in the mazes. I like to learn and teach my younger while she's younger. Yes, you're absolutely right. You know, that's the thing is I wanted to get the kids young, and that's why I created a book. I created these workbooks. So I'm not sure how young your daughter is. This might be too. This might be too young because this is for. I was thinking preschoolers. So if they didn't know their numbers, I wanted them to understand what their numbers were. And we already did it like with the mazes. So if your child is older, I would start with the mazes. But if your child is younger, I was trying to gear it towards like 3, 4, and 5. 6 is too. This 6 is too old for this because I wanted them to see what the numbers are, and then they could choose whatever. What she's a baby. She gets a little bit older. Oh yeah. So then this would be perfect for you when she's about 3. You could do 2, but I think that's kind of pushing it. I at first I thought it was random, but I kept watching and now it's fun. Yeah, Maddie, yes. Right? And so what we're going to do is we're going to continue on. Are you a teacher? I am now. So just so you know, RIP, this book was meant for preschoolers, and we talk about how to count forward, how to count backwards, and this is very abacus specific. And because it's abacus specific, I have the abacus, and we talk about the numbers, and that's what we're doing. And so what we're going to do is we're going to understand how to move the beads. Is it? Yes, it is. It is. My name is Lynette. You can find it there. Hello. Thank you so much for asking. I don't want to say it out loud just in case somebody's listening. But it is available here as well. I do publish out there, and then what I do is I bring it into TikTok. And so it's just easier. But right now I'm on book 13. Oh, and the other thing is, if you're looking for other printables, oh, you know what I also do have, and I didn't print it out, but I do have cut and paste activities, and they can start sorting. Oh, you just shared it with your friend. Ah, thank you so much, Maddie. Thank you so much for sharing. So I also have like cut and paste a lot. I have activities, and I was trying to get the kids to be more having motor skills and stuff. And so I actually have like other cut and paste activities and stuff. But right now I'm looking at my workbooks. But yeah, not a problem, not a problem. I do have a website. I was trying to figure out how to get the link, the service link at the bottom, but I don't know if my service link is working. I will have to go take a look at that later. Okay, so what are we doing? Now what we're going to do is understand how to move the beads. That's what we're going to do first. Now, if you notice the beads, there's an edge to the beads. Because there's an edge to the beads, what we want to do is when we move the beads, we're going to use the fingers, right? We can use the tips of our fingers, right? That's what we're going to do. The reason why is because we don't need to, no matter how big and fat your hands are, you should still be able to use the beads and the edges of the beads to move. So when we're looking, you want to, if you are left-handed, that's fine. If you're left-handed, you're still going to hold the abacus with your left hand, and you're going to be using your right hand to do the calculations. I've been showing my friends the abacus like a magic trick. That is hilarious, Sarah. That is hilarious. Oh my goodness, like a magic trick. Okay, so what we're going to do is understand that when we move our beads, it's going to be with intention. We don't want to flick. The reason why we don't want to flick is because our answers will become incorrect.
And flick. Oh, you flick too hard, damn it!
When we move the beads, we want to be with intention. So we have our 5, we bring it down. We have 2, we bring it up. Notice when I'm adding, I bring it to the horizontal bar. When I subtract, I'm moving away from the horizontal bar. So ideally, what we want to do is we understand that when we go to the horizontal bar, we are adding. This is what's being counted. Prices are relatively... Hello. Hey, TikTok T. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm just talking about how to read the abacus right now, and what we're doing is we're moving it. So in the abacus world, what we're going to do is we're going to add the 5. When we add the 5, that's not a problem. Now, what we're going to do in abacus world is we're going to understand we need to look at the add-in. The add-in is the key to adding and subtracting on the abacus. The reason why is because we don't focus on the result. We want to marry the process and divorce the result. I know in mainstream math, they always focus on the result, but it's not that's not the way we do it in an abacus world. The reason why is because as we go to understanding like more complex at adding and subtracting, you'll understand why we need to focus on the add-in. We need to focus on the number that we're adding or subtracting to. So when we're adding the 1, can I do it? Is there enough beads to add the 1? Yes, we can. So we're going to add the 1. My final answer is 6. So again, I like you more than my math teacher. Thank you, Maddie. I appreciate that. There are some students that do follow me and they show me to their teachers, and they just learn abacus through like during school hours. It's really quite funny. Okay, so what are we going to do is we're going to do 6. When we do 6, right, we want to know, can we add the 2? Can we add the 2? Yes, we can. Yes, we can. So we're going to add the 2. 1, 2. So my final answer is 8. We know how to subitize. Thank you, Sarah, for the rose. We know how to... What is subitizing? Subitizing means that if you look at something, you'll know what the answer is. So because we know how to read the abacus, we know that this is 8. We don't need to count 5, 6, 7, 8 unless you're new. Hey, Fluffy Muffin, welcome back. Welcome back. Yeah. I hope you had a good day. So what we're doing is we're looking at the 8, 5, 6, 7, 8. We know that this is 8. We know that this is 9. Every column is up to 9. Hello, Danny. How much are you live? I go live at least once a day, but sometimes I go twice a day. So Fluffy Muffin was here in the morning, and I believe Danny was here in the morning too. Yeah. So I try to go in the morning, and then I try to go at night. So then we have 3. Because we have 3, again, what we're going to do is we're going to add the 5, and then we're going to add the 3. When we add the 3, can we do it? Yes. 1, 2, 3. And my final answer is 8. Does that make sense? So what we're doing is we're understanding how to move the beads. So in mainstream math, you could do dots. It's up to you. Or you could do tally marks. You could do that too. But in abacus, we just use our beads. We know that this is 5. We know this is 3. And now we have 8. And there we go. I'm showing you either in the morning or tomorrow night then. Okay. I'll see you later, Maddie. Have a good night. Thank you for joining. Hey, Sarah, thank you so much for the heart me. Oh, thank you for checking in. Yep. Okay. So what are we doing? Okay. Now we know how to add. If you know how to add, you will know how to subtract. I just got work and I want to say, oh, thank you so much, Danny, for joining and saying hi. I appreciate that. Thank you so much for coming by. I hope you have a good night and you have a good dinner. All right. What are we doing? Okay, we have the 2. We wanted 2. Now we want to minus the 1. When we take away the 1, what we want to do is we want to take away the 1. That's all we're doing. We're moving away from the horizontal bar. So when we add the 2, we take away the 1. We could do it again. So if we look at 3, I have 4. I added 4. I want to take away 3. When I take away 3, 1, 2, 3. That's all I'm doing. What I'm doing is I'm minusing the 3. Oh, Maddie, your math teacher is mean. That's too bad. I apologize. I'm sad that math teachers are mean because I know math can be very traumatic. And it's sad when people are mean like that. But I do believe everybody can learn math. It just depends on how what it is to learn. And this is a tool. This is a counting tool. This tool, just to see. My math teachers make it traumatic. I know. There's a lot of math anxiety out there, and it's there's no need for it. It could be, there's no need to be so traumatic. It's just sad. But I only do, just so everybody knows, I only do arithmetic. I only do adding, subtracting, multiplication, division. But I don't know. Yeah. So, thank you, RIP, for the heart me. She yells at us when we don't write the right sentence. Ha! I'm new here. How does it work? Hey, Thrift Princess Die. Oh, hey. Oh, that's too bad about the right sentence. Math is a lot about methods. It's a very black and white subject when it comes to answers, so it can. Yeah, it can be frustrating. But I think the difference is in mainstream math, they don't tell you why. Whereas in abacus, and the way I teach it, I tell you why we're doing it. And I feel like that helps a lot. Like it helps a lot. Like if we're looking for 2, do I have enough? Yes, there's enough, right? If I have to take away 1 or whatever. And then the reason why we do the formulas, I show you why we have it and what's the constraint. So, and I think that's what we lack in elementary adding arithmetic. I think that's what we lack in arithmetic, because we do all of these like number bonds, and we do like the little squares and stuff, or the little counting bears or whatever, but they don't really specify like why are we doing it. I can't speak if it's helpful for others. I was a math elite. Ha! Sarah, thank you so much for the heart puff. There's a few people that come through my live, and they say that they are. I mean, I don't know, but they say that they are either ADHD, or they have dyscalculia, or they have dysgraphia, and they were able to follow along, which is really quite interesting. I don't know how to say it any other way than what I say, but they were able to follow along, and it's been quite amazing. So what we're going to do is we're going to take away the 4. Thank you, Thrift Princess Die. When we're doing it, we're going to do 9. Let's do 9. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hello, Gigi. Welcome. So we have 9. What we want to do is we want to take away the 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We take away the 4. Again, what we're going to do, math is so easy. Math is easy. Teachers make it hard because some teachers don't know how to do math. I had the Abacus for years and never understood how to use it until now. Yeah, welcome back. Okay, we have 5. This is 5. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. What we want to do is we want to take away the 4. We take away the 4. My final answer is 5. What we're doing in Abacus World is we need to know our add-in. We don't need to know we don't focus on the result. We focus on our add-in. We need to understand, do we have enough? The reason why is because when we get into the higher adding and subtracting to the other numbers, you'll understand why. But the first thing we need to do is understand if there is enough. If I have 0, that's 0. And then I want to add the 5, then we're going to add the 5. Here, we're going to do 3. If I have the 3, I'm over here. I add the 3. When I add the 3, I want to add the 5. Looking at this 5, do I have enough? Yes, I can add 5. I can do it. There you go, 5. And so when you look, we have our final answer, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is 8. We know that this is 8 because what did we do? I'm not sleeping for this. That is hilarious. Oh my goodness, you need to go to sleep. Go to sleep. Go to sleep. Maybe there's been times where people are like at 3 in the morning. It's relaxing. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I do like teaching the abacus, and I feel like it's just kind of cool. And I get really like cool. I have an abacus from IKEA, but it's collecting dust. I know I didn't use it. Oh, hey Sarah, you know what, Sarah? Hey, Ebony, welcome. Thank you so much. Sarah, what we can do is we can...
You need modifications! Modify!
Sarah, do you have it with you right now? Because we can modify it, and I will show you how to do it. Let me know when you're ready, and I can tell you how to do it. Oh, yeah. You don't need to buy this abacus. I can show you how, I was thinking about it. Because there was some other people. It was hilarious. Some other people bought some from, Target, and they had the 11 beads, and I'm like, 11 beads, I don't even know what that means. I'm still buying this one. Oh, thank you so much, I appreciate it. But it's, you can use it. Okay, are you ready, Sarah, to see what I'm going to do? Okay, so let's do this. Okay, so you have 10 beads, right? What I would do is I would tape 5 beads together. This will be 5 beads, and it goes across like this. I know, right? It goes across. So then you have the 5 beads here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then you have this, and then you have another 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay? That's what I'm going to do. That's what I would do. And then guess what? You take it, and I wouldn't have it 5 across like this. What I would do is I would move it up like this, right? So now we have this. Make sense? And then what happens is I would get a string, and just line it like this, just like that. And now you can use it like a sorrel bun. Yeah, right? And you can move it. And it's kind of nice because you see the top bead, right? You know this is 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then you can count 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then you would ignore the bottom bead. That's all I would do. And then, yeah, I would tape at least 5. And then you'd be 5, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yep. That's what I would do. Yeah. And it might be a good introduction as well for your young one. Do all abacus have the way? I'm sorry. Do all abacus have a way to indicate the ones place? No. All abacus. It's just really about choosing. Really, what it is, Dion, is you choose the location. So why wouldn't you have 4 beads on the bottom? Oh, because the abacus that she has is from IKEA, and they have 10 beads across. That's why. I mean, you could take the time to try to remove it, but in essence, what I would do is I would just ignore it, if that makes sense. Yeah, because she has it's a 10 bead that goes across. And so going back to Dion, when we're looking, it doesn't really matter. Not all of them has an indicator. So the Japanese one, they're smart. They all have the indicator. So we have the indicators here. However, the Chinese one does not. And so Sarah, what I would do, and that reminded me, thank you, Dion. What I would do is I would designate 1 column and then 2 columns for the decimals for your abacus. So then you can talk about money. In this one, the Chinese one, there's no indicator. So if you notice somebody written, that's not me, but somebody wrote, and so it'd be ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s. And you would just have to know where you started. But on the Japanese one, there is that indicator. Thank you so much, Dion, for letting me know. Yeah. Yeah. So this is a Chinese one. Chinese happened before Japanese, and it works very similar. So we had our Japanese abacuses over here. Excuse me. So we have our 1, 2, 3, 4. Remember, I can choose any one of these dots, and notice that they're grouped by they're grouped just like how we do commas. And so if I choose this one, I could do 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then I have 10. I can do it here. This is the Chinese one. I can do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I have to trade it in and take that to 5. The top bead is still value of 5. If you notice, if you want to be poetic, the top bead for both of them is called the heaven beads, and then these are called the earth beads. So I have 5, and I could do 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And I'm going to trade this in, and then I got this is 10. So then, because this is in 10, I'm going to trade it in again. So now I have 10. Okay, cool. Okay, good. I'm happy that made sense. So you on this sort of abacus, you would have to choose. Yeah. But on this one, because there's an indicator, you can choose any one. And because I have this one, I can do ones, thousands, millions, billions, and then trillions. And this is the 13 column abacus, which this one I sell. This one I don't. I don't sell this one. This is one of my demonstration ones. Okay, anyways. Okay, cool, Dion. Thank you so much for the question. That was really good. That was a good question. Okay, we're going to continue on. Okay, we got the 6. We got the 6. Now, what's going to be the 6? After the 6 is going to be 7. Notice when we add the 6, it's 1 bead on top and 1 bead on bottom. But it doesn't matter which one bottom we're going to do. We want to add the 6. We want to take away the 6. We add the 6, take away the 6. Give me more. Maddie. It gets better. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to add 2. When we add 2, we can add the 6. Notice it doesn't matter which two beads. It's 1 top bead and 1 bottom bead, and you go together. How do you become so interested in the abacus? It was a journey, actually. So when I grew up, and I'm kind of old. I grew up. We had to memorize, and I had to make my own strategies on like how do numbers work and stuff. And so when my dad later on he was like, I want to build a learning center so I can like build out my retirement, but I don't want to learn abacus. I want you and your brother to learn. And I'm like, why? What is an abacus? And so the interesting thing is we were forced because, my dad's Chinese and he forced us to learn. And I was like kind of resistant. But as I gone through the whole abacus method, I realized that this is a lot easier than memorizing like our doubles and all the strategies that we have in mainstream. And I taught my kids, I taught I have 3 boys, and I taught my 3 boys how to do the abacus. And I noticed that I actually never had to really interject, never really had to interfere with their learning of math because they knew how to use the abacus, if that made sense. And so as we go through, as I keep going through and I see all the different strategies out there, I feel very angry that they're adding more strategies and confusing the kids more and more when we can just go down to the basics. And I feel like that using the abacus is very elementary and very, very to the point, very fundamental, if that makes sense. And so when we're looking at it, you will be able to see our constraints. And that's the interesting thing about it. And then as I go down this path of talking to more adults, I even talk to mathematicians, like they're PhD in math and stuff. And I and I was able to convert them into abacus, and they're starting to see it, which is very interesting because nobody that goes into math or anything in math, they don't know how to use the abacus, which is very interesting to me. It's very math that we have in mainstream right now is very Eurocentric, but we do. What do? We do Arabic numbers, and yet we don't know how to use the abacus. A abacus started in Mesopotamia, like way back before BC, like BC, in the time of BC. And so I don't understand, like, why has it not been part of the mainstream math now, which is crazy. Give me more problems. All right, so that's how I got interested. And okay, cool. Is this the here to? Is there by chance a guide to help teach? Not yet, Sarah. I'm playing with the abacus as a young kid. Yeah. Yeah, it was very interesting. Like the abacus that's inside like the preschools and stuff, that's all like they're all 10 beats across. But the abacus in the soroban itself is very specific to, there's like methodology. The Chinese abacus also has the similar formulas as well. But yeah, Sarah, I'm planning to, the older books, and we'll go into it. The books that I have right now, I try to put in the lessons so it's easy for the parents to follow along. So here we have 6, and then I try to add in like instructions as well. So we have 6, and then we have 7. So we're looking at 7. We have the 1. We're going to add the 7. We have 5 on top, and then 2 on the bottom. We add the 7. And so we're going to understand that we also take away the 7. We add the 7, take away the 7. And then you're going to start noticing, I'll wait for it. And then you're going to start, in school, our abacus has mold. What? Oh, and then you'll notice that there will be number pattern. So you'll see when I add the 7, it's this bead and these 2 beads. This is how you make a 7, and you take away the 7. So I guess I have to tune in every night to make sure I feel confident. I post a lot about abacus. If you want to just go through my feed, I have a lot of abacus, like just going through like how to count it and so forth. And so, and obviously, if you ever have any questions, you could always DM me any specific questions about how to use the abacus and so forth, because I really do enjoy talking about the abacus. So we have 9, we're going to add the 9. 9 doesn't have a lot of different numbers because it's just 9. If you notice, every column is 9. 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9. So when we're looking, this is all 9. Okay. You have a point. It seems so useful. I don't know why they don't include it. Yeah, I don't know why, Desiree. It makes me, it's kind of a catch-22, right? Like, I know what I'm doing. I'm filling the gap, but it's such a huge boulder to push up the mountain to show everybody how to use the abacus, because there's a lot of people that don't even know how to pronounce the word abacus. Like, they don't even know what it is. And so it's interesting. Some people know, and obviously not a lot of people understand. It is yes, thank you, Fluffy Muffin. It is a very different way of thinking, but you know what? It follows along. It really aligns with algebra, and that's the crazy thing about it. And it's just like, oh my God, this is very algebraic, and we shouldn't be scared of algebra, because algebra is just a little bit more unknown variables to arithmetic. I think I'm going to go to sleep. Okay, Maddie, have a good night. I will see you in my next live. Okay, so we're going to minus the 6, and we minus the 6. We have 8, And then we want to take away the 6. Again, we're going to take away these 2 beads. And then it's the same thing with the 7. Have a good night. I don't like about school today is that you teach your child a different way of math learning. Yeah, I know they're trying to get the kids to understand what the numbers are. But you know what I noticed is the difference is they're still trying to draw out whatever it is that they're trying to do. But in Abacus, it's different. I mean, I even see it here. I have my picture of the abacus, but it's still very different when I have it in my hand and I can see what I'm doing. So when I add the 8 and I want to take away the 2, I could see it and I can move it. So I think the fact that we can move the beads is very helpful. And in mainstream math, the difference is they give you a blank screen. And you know, if you're given a blank screen, the sky is really the limit. You can draw anything you want, but does it really relate to math of what we're doing? Teachers punish them for doing it. Yeah, it's too bad that the teachers punish them for doing a different way of learning math. And there was one where my son learned a different way of abacus. I'm like, that's brilliant. But they will slowly learn how to do, a different way, which is fine too. The only reason why the abacus is so you can track your numbers. That's all it is. Up until coming across your life, I didn't know what it was called. My son, I said, that's all right. That's funny. It makes math so much easier hands-on. Yeah, but you know what really boils my blood is that they actually have other math manipulatives, but they don't do place values like the blocks, right? Like these blocks. We have these blocks. Okay, great. Well, but you know what? If you have 40 of them, there's like a mountain of them. But here, if I do 40, that's what 40 looks like. So now now it's intuitive to see what the place value is because it looks exactly how we write it. Right? Yeah. So Desiree, get your abacus out and you can do it with us. Yeah. Yeah, just modify the abacus and you can follow it along. Desiree, were you here for that? How to modify the abacus? Is it the toy one with the 10 beats across? I can keep it in my pocket for stress relief. That's funny. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I could see that. Yeah, Desiree, were you here when I was okay. So take your abacus out. Is it 10 beads across? Is it 10 beads across? I'm just waiting. I'm just setting it up. Is it 10 beads across? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Right? If it's 10 beads across, right? This is 10. What I would do, it's kind of an archetype. Oh, one of those. That's an interesting one. It doesn't have 9 beads, does it? I'm in bed watching. You guys are so funny. Okay. Yeah, the archetype one, I don't know. I think that one does place values. That's not something that I can modify. I'd have to really think about it. Okay. So we know how to move the beads. Okay, Lynette, let's go. Let's keep going. We're going to continue on. What we're going to do is we're going to understand. Now we're going to get into what abacus method is. The abacus method really shines when we start talking about it really shines when we start talking about what? When we start talking about concepts. So there's this one concept that we're teaching kids. 4 + 1 = 5. And I'm not sure who else is here. But what we're doing is we're understanding this concept. Oh my goodness, I just looked up and I got 13,000 likes. Thank you guys so much. Thank you for the heart. Finger heart, Sarah. Okay. So this is the concept we're teaching the kids. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to understand it and we're going to utilize it. We're going to make it work for us. Now, I'm going to talk to you because I'm talking to big people. If I was teaching a child, I wouldn't be telling them what I'm telling you now. Just so that's the caveat. So what we're going to do is we're going to understand a very simple question. The simple question is what? 3 + 4. Now, what we're going to do is we're not going to memorize 4 + 4, that's a double, and then take away the 1. We don't need to do that. What we need to do is understand how to utilize this. We're going to make it work for us. We don't want any free loading numbers. So what we're going to do is I'm going to use pennies. Sometimes it's helpful to have pennies. Maybe I can, there we go. So I have 1, 2, 3. Now what we're going to do is we're going to add the 4. When we add the 4, what's going to happen? I don't have any more loose pennies. But guess what I have? I have 5 cents. Because, excuse me, because I have 5 cents, it's more than enough right here. Now we're doing an exchange. So we're doing an exchange. All I got to do is take away the 1. I can show you on my abacus. I can add the 5 and I can take away the 1. My final answer is 7. 5, 6, 7. It's just like money, right? We give people, but it's different. It's just different. So if I have, we can do it again. If I have 4 on my abacus, and I have 4 cents, I'm going to give you 5. But that's too much. I need some change back. So I need to take away the 1. I can show you on my abacus. I'm going to add the 5 and I'm going to take away the 1. So my final answer is now 8. Thank you guys so much for the liking the lives. Woo, 78 people. Does that make sense? What are we doing? What we're doing is we're understanding this concept. We are not doing what mainstream math does. In mainstream math, they count up. So if you have 4 and you get another 4, you're going to count up. You're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you add another 4. That's what they do in mainstream math. But in Abacus, what we do is we have a concept. This concept is what we're doing, and we're modifying it. So what we did is we power up our addition sentence. We power up. Where are we? So here's another way to explain it. And this is where it's a little bit like algebra, and it's crazy. It's crazy how similar it is. Okay. So here is what I got. I have my addition sentence, right? What we're going to do is we're going to isolate the variable. This is what we just did. This is the variable we isolated. We have this for it. This is why we focus on our add-in. What is the add-in we're trying to add? We're trying to add 4. Because we're trying to add 4, I have this concept, 4 plus 1 is equal to 5. We're going to isolate the variable. Isolate the variable is very algebraic, isn't it? And so what we're going to do is we're going to have 4 is equal to 5. But 5 is too much. We need to balance the equation. So we minus the 1. And then what are we going to do? We substitute this information for the 4. Do I sleep? So what we do is we substitute. So we know we did this. 5 equals 5 minus 1. Add the 5, take away the 1. So my final answer is 8. Okay? Now let's take it one step further. Guess what? In algebra, I've seen you live since last night. Hello, No Tune. I took a little break. I took a little nap, and then, I was working. You know what I was working on? I was working on a game, a memory game on the computer. It looks pretty cool. I'm actually quite excited for it. And then I was going to do another one for matching the formulas. The commitment is real. Yeah. Okay, so in algebra, we can do x is equal to 5 minus 1. You know what I mean? So guess what? Now it looks like algebra, but it's not, because in Abacus, we know our variable. Hello, Fanta. So what we're going to do is, this is just understanding that it can start looking like algebra. So it's the beginning steps. Abacus is the gateway to complex math. So let's take it one more, right? We can do the next one, right? We already did 4 plus 4. We can do 2 plus 4, right? 2 on my abacus. 2 on my abacus, right? And then I add the 5. That's too much. I want to add 4. So what I'm going to do, I add the 5 and I take away the 1. So my final answer is 6. And I take away the 1. And my final answer is 6. So then what are we going to do? Well, we can do the next one. What's the next one? The next one is a 3. And then it gets better. So here's my 3. I have 3 on my abacus. Again, I have 3 on my abacus, right? 1, 2, 3. But I need to add the 3. I don't have any loose beads. Because I don't have any loose beads, guess what? I have a nickel. I'm going to give you my nickel, but now we need to take away 2. So I'm going to take away 2. My final answer is 6. I can show you on my abacus, add the 5, and take away the 2. And so my answer is 6. Notice that 3 and 2 are a pair. And when we look at it, that is what this is. So we have our addition sentence. They call it addition sentence. Whatever. They call it addition sentence. And so what are we going to do? We're going to isolate the variable. We have a 3 is equal to 5 minus 2. And look, it's always a pleasure hanging out with you. Okay, Sarah, have a good night. Thank you so much for dropping by. I will see you in my next live. Thank you again for all the hearts and the gifts. Thank you so much. Have a good night. And so what we're going to do is, remember, we do x is equal to 5 minus 2. But guess what? We can replace this with a y. Why? Because look, x is equal to 5 minus 1. Right? That's to do the 4. Now we do x is equal to 5 minus 2. What if we change it? X is equal to 5 minus y. Now, if you notice, now we can have any one of these to be able to be part of the equation. The 5 is the one that decides whether you add 5 or you subtract. So because it's a positive 5, it will be a positive 3. If it's a negative, right? If it's a negative, then it's a negative variable. Like this. If it's a negative 4, it'll be a negative 5. If it's a negative 5, then the 4 will be negative, if that makes sense. And it's the same thing with the 2. So we have our 2. 2 equals 5 minus 3. And again, I rewrote it. I have my x and y. X equals 5 minus 3. So when we substitute all of this information in, we know that minus the 3. So this is sometimes how we look at it. And it looks very similar to algebra, doesn't it? Will the blue bead's value always be 5? Yes. The blue bead, the top bead, will always be a value of 5 no matter what. So this is just one of those things. Just like we have this is 1, this will always be 1, and then this will always be 5. Yep. So there's no other strategy or different names with it. What it is this will always be 5. Thank you, Lag Dino. And we could do it again with the 4. So here we add the 4. I'm going to add 4 on my abacus. I need to add the 3. Because I need to add the 3, I don't have any more loose beads. So I do have a 5 cents. Because I have a 5, then I'm going to take away the 2. So my final answer is 7. Now, what we can do is we can add the 5 and we can take away the 2. I just got here. This is very interesting. Oh, thank you, Lag Dino. Yes, thank you. Hey, Lady J, welcome back. Debesh, can you multiply with the abacus? Yes, you can multiply with the abacus. You can multiply and divide on the abacus, but we're not there yet. Right now, I'm teaching how to read the abacus and how to add and subtract. Because what is multiplication? Multiplication is just fast addition, but I want to make sure that we understand our basics, right? Just like in understanding how to put your jacket on and take your jacket off. Thank you, Lady J, for checking in. Thank you so much for checking in. So what we're doing is we're learning how to put our jacket on and take our jacket off. Anybody know where that came from? So what's going to happen is I can show you a bigger number, and you'll see how it will scale. So here's my question. Oh, you can't see it because my face is in the way. There we go. Here's my question. We have 1, 3, 5, 7, 8. And then what we're going to do is we're going to add this number. Now, don't be scared, right? It's a big number, yes, but we don't need to do friendly numbers like they do in mainstream, right? What we do is we look at our abacus. Can I add the 2? So if I have the 1, can I add the 2? Yes, I have enough beads to add the 2. Now, can I add the 4? Yes, I do have enough to add the 4. Remember the formula. Plus the 5, take away the 1. And then we're here. Can I add the 3? If I look here, 1, 2, 3, I do. I can do it. Yes, we can. So we're going to add the 3. And then we want to add the 1. When we add the 1, and then we want to add another 1. And there we are. And so what are we doing? Our final answer is 37,889. Does that make sense? So we could do it again. Hello, Audrey. So here we could do it again. If I have 20 and I have 6, I'm going to do it again. I have 32. I don't need to do friendly numbers. What I need to do is I need to understand what I'm trying to add. I'm looking at each column. I want to add the 3. When I add the 3, guess what? To add the 3, I add the 5 and I take away the 2. I'm doing the exchange. So now I go to here, 6. I need to add the 2. Do I need to do anything? No. Do I have enough? Yes. Yes. So all we have to do is just add the 2 and we're done. Thank you so much, Lady J. Yes, thank you. Does that make sense? So my final answer is 58. That's it. Cool? All right. So we're going to continue on. When we understand how to add the 5, we're going to do subtracting of the 5. Okay, so do we understand that when we add the 2, so this is my book, and this is all about adding the 5. And the book is very curated for the questions of how to make a 5. So this one specifically is, we go all the way to 1. So just as we have here, we have, no, not this one. We have this one. So we have 4, 3, 2, and 1. We have 4, right? We understand how to move the beads with the 4. We understand how to move the beads with a 3, a 2, and a 1. And that's it. And then now we have more mazes. I have a lot of mazes because I like mazes and I like puzzles. And so again, what we do is we answer the question and then we follow the path. We answer the question, we follow the path. And the idea is to get to over here where it says finish. And then I have color by number. Color by number is get them to answer the question and then color in whatever the key is. Color by number, I do have word problems if you're looking into word problems. And this is also very specific to making of a 5. So this is like has a list of 3 apples, 5 bananas, 2 oranges, and 1 mango. And I was trying to get them to understand how to do word problems. And then this is finding the hidden word, answer the question, and then take this number, take the letter, and find your answer here. And what else? Color by number, tic-tac-toe. Tic-tac-toe. You answer the question and you place your marker. And then I was trying to do this one is a game where you roll the die. I give you a template of a die, and then you roll it, and then you try to find the matching pair. And then here's another maze. More word problems, tic-tac-toe. This one is connect the boxes, and so what it is you start from here. You have 6 on your abacus. You take away the 5 and get your answer here, and then with this answer you plus the 4 and you get your other answer. So that's what I did for that one. And if you ever wonder, the answers are in the back. This one's a lot about just adding the 5, and I made it specific because I wanted to get the children to practice and that's what it is, to practice. And the idea is that when you feel like that they're strong enough in understanding the adding of the 5, you can start them on subtracting of the 5. And then they don't finish the book. If they don't finish the book, then what you can use is you can get them to review while they learn the next book. Hello, RTX, welcome back. So this is the next book, which is minus the 5. And it's the same thing. If you notice, it's very similar. And again, we talk about how to make a 5, and we talk about and I try to prime them about looking at the question differently. So it's minus 4 minus 1 is equal to minus 5. And when we look, it looks very similar, doesn't it? So when I have 8 on my abacus, I want to take away the 4. I need to minus the 5 plus the 1. This is where it gets really interesting because you could see the number pattern. And that's what it is. If I take away the 4 or I add the 4. Now what we're doing is we're understanding how to take our jacket off and put our jacket on. Take our jacket off, put our jacket on. We add the 4, we take away the 4. And that's it. And then I show you a diagram of what it looks like. And what we're doing is we're substituting minus the 5 plus 1. So when we look at it, we're going to minus the 5 plus the 1. And that's what I try to do, is I try to show you how to do it. And once you understand that, then you just keep going. And then we have a bunch of more questions to enforce what we're doing. So we have 16. I put 16 on the abacus. The reason how I got 16 is I spun a paper clip. I would spin the paper clip, and then wherever it lands is where I would put the number, either here or here. This one is 18, so I put it over here. With this question, we have 16, and we put 16 on my abacus, and then I want to take away the 4. When I take away the 4, there's too much. Not enough. There's not enough beads to take away 4. So what do? We minus the 5, we plus the 1. I wanted the kids or whoever, whoever's doing the workbook, I wanted to make sure that we keep writing it out, because it's critical to know and to say it and to write it. This is one of the concepts that we need to really memorize. And then my final answer is 12. We can do it again with the 15. So we have 15, we have 1, and we have 5, and we take away the 4. When we take away the 4, we have to minus the 5 plus the 1. Well, look, minus the 5 plus the 1. And my final answer is 11. Okay, great. Anybody have any questions? So this is about subtracting of the 5. And again, you go through there's the lesson, and then in the lesson, there's reinforcement questions. And then after that, then there's practice questions towards the end. And the practice questions are more jumbled. So there's no specific, but it's just very specific that it's going up to 5. And so here is a cutting activity. You answer the question, cut it out, and you try to find the bud to match it. And again, it's like a little puzzle piece. That's it. How are we doing? And again, more mazes, more word problems, and the hidden word. Thank you so much for liking the live. Thank you so much. I have, what else? Hidden word puzzles, color by number. And if you're ever curious, I do have answers in the back. Yep, that's my book. So it's about 100 pages, about like 90 something pages. There's the answers, and then yeah. So then after this, after taking away the 5, we have to minus the 10. We have to plus the 10. We have to plus the 10. And that's where we start doing some carrying on. Okay, how are we doing? Let me know if everybody... Oh, thank you so much, RIP, for the gift. That you're awesome. I'm awesome. Thank you so much. Okay, so how are we doing? Does that make sense? And we'll keep going with how to make a... We're going to keep going how to make a 10. But for those of you that just joined, my name is Lynette. Thank you, everybody, for joining. And what we're going to do is we're going to do more abacus. Let's do a little review. And what we're going to do is we're going to read the abacus. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we have 5. That's 5. Anytime the beads are touching the horizontal bar, this is the horizontal bar. Anytime the beads are touching the horizontal bar, this is what's being counted. So we have 5, we have 6, 7, 8, and 9. After 9, we have 10. That's it. Does anybody have any questions? All right, we're going to continue on with how to make a 10. Now, what do they call it? They call it regrouping. They call it trading. They call it carrying on. They call it borrowing, and all these other names. But what we're going to do is in Abacus world, we call it making of a 10. What does that mean? Well, it's the same concept, but different numbers. We have our pairs, and we want to make a 10. So if I have my question, let's do 9. Where's my money? We have to find money. Where's my money? Okay, so we have 9 on the abacus. There we go. We have 9 on the abacus. Because we have 9 on the abacus, I need to add another 9. This is my question. Add 9 plus 9. But don't forget, we're not going to memorize 9 plus 9. What we're going to do is we're going to utilize the concept. What is the partner of 9? What's the partner of 9? The partner of 9 to make a 10 is 1. So guess what? I'm going to show you my abacus, right? This is 9. I don't have enough beads to add another 9. Thank you, Lady J. Guess what? I have 10 cents. Because I have 10 cents, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you my 10 cents, but I need change back. I need to take away the 1. So now I can show you on my abacus. I can add the 10 and I can take away the 1. And my final answer is 18. And there we go. Oh, which one is this one? This one is this one. Excuse me. That one. So now what we're doing is we're understanding how to make a 10. We can continue on with our question. We have 3 on the abacus. Thank you. Thank you, Apple user. I see you. Thank you so much for sharing my live. So we have 3 on the abacus. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And then what do? We have 8. We have 9, right? 9. We have to add 9. But guess what? There's too much. Not enough. There's not enough. I don't have enough 9, right? I can only do 6, but there's not enough. So what I'm going to do? I'm going to add my 10, but that's too much. I'm going to take away the 1. I'm going to be real. As an adult, I didn't know how an abacus is used before. Hey, Tragic or Lamaine. What? Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Apple user. Thank you, Lady J. Yes, we're going to plus the 10 minus the 1. And so my final answer is 12. So I have plus the 10 and take away the 1. This is the lady of the 1. I'm sorry, take away the 1. And my answer is 12. 1, 2. Does that make sense, Tragic? So what we're doing is we're understanding how to read the abacus, but now what we're also doing is we are learning how to utilize abacus formula. It's called abacus formula. What else? Abacus formula. Oh, we're going to modify. I'm trying to think. We're going to modify our abacus, our addition sentence. And so that's what we did here. So this is our addition sentence, and it happens again. I'm going to isolate the variable. When I isolate the variable, this is the variable I'm going to isolate. Why am I doing that? Because this is the 9. Because this is the 9, right? That's the variable that I'm isolating. So I'm going to do 9 is equal to 10 minus 1. So if you look, I have plus the 10, take away the 1. And then it looks very similar to this, doesn't it? X is equal to plus the 10 minus 1. And our unknown is the 9. Lady J and Apple user. I'm hoping people are understanding. We can continue on. So, okay. So then what are we going to do? Well, guess what? We can do 8. When we do 8, it's the same concept. So if I have 7 on my abacus. Oh, 7 on my abacus. Where's my nickel? Why have I lost my nickel? Oh, there it is. If I have 7 on my abacus, right? 7. I want to add the 8. But guess what? I don't have enough beads to add the 8. I need to plus the 10. But that's too much. I need some change back. I need 2, take away 2. So my final answer is 15. I can show you on my abacus. I add the 10 and I take away the 2. My final answer is 15. So now guess what? Add the 7. So what we're going to do is we're going to add the 10, right? Add the 8 plus the 10 minus the 2. And then if you look, I have x is equal to 10 minus 2. And then if you notice the y, right, the 1 and the 2, now we could say x is equal to 10 minus y. So when we're looking, we have a very common theme to happen. It'll be x is equal to 10 minus y. Yes. So, what is an abacus? Eloise. This is the abacus. An abacus is a counting tool, and it helps us track our numbers. That's all it is. So we're going to count, and we're going to do a review. We do 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Thank you so much, Apple user. Thank you so much for your help. So we have 9 and then we have 10. Let me pin that. This one. There we go. So what we have is we have our counting tool, and every column is a place value. I don't know if Ella is still here, but every column is a place value. So we have our ones, our tens, our hundreds, our thousands, and our 10,000s. So again, when we're going to count, we do 10, 20, 30, 40, and then 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. Oh, good, Ella, good. So does that make sense? This is 90, 9 and a 0. And then we have 100, 100. Can you do 2-digit multiplication? Yes, Kay. Yes, Kay. Let's do it. Yes, we can do 2-digit multiplication. We will move the class forward and we will do multiplication. And then we'll go back. Oh, yeah. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah. Okay, wait. It is over here. Oh, yeah. We'll do it. Okay. Very informative. Thank you so much, Ella, for asking. Okay, we're going to do it. We're going to do multiplication. This will be easy. Oh, yeah, Lady J, I don't know if you're here for that, but I started working on multiplication. So we're going to do mazes. I made it all mazes. I just need to do mazes. Because it's just easier. So, we started here, we go here, we go here. This is... Okay. What we got to do is we need to understand. What do we need to understand? We need to understand how many digits. 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3. We're over here. Oh, you know what? Hold on. Yeah, just easier. So 1, 2, 3, right? 1, 2, 3. So when we're looking, we know 4 times 1, 4 times 4 is what? 4 times 4 is equal to 16. So in Abacus world, we only go up to 9. And what we do is we do distributive property. So 4 times 4 is 16. I add 1, I add 6. And then I do 4 times 1. 4 times 1 is equal to 4. 4 is a single digit, so I go one step. I do 0, 4. So when I do it, it's a 0 and a 4. So my final answer is 164. Thank you, Kay. Thank you, Kay. Okay? 164. Oh, wait a minute. So I go here. Okay, wait. I should have drawn it out. That's what I should have done. So here. Maybe I'm over here. Okay, I'm going to draw it. I need... Because I get confused. So I go this way, and I went this way. And oh, okay, there we go. All right, so the next one is this one. Now, oh, I understand. Yeah, right? So we're going to do it again. We'll do it again. So we have 3, right? We have 3 digits. We have 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. We do 5 times 4 is equal to 20. Add the 2, add the 0. Add the 2, add the 0. Notice I don't need to say 40, 5 times 40. I don't say 5 times 40 to give me 200. I don't need to say that. What I need to know is my multiplication fact. Make sense? So when we're looking at it, we want to just do it in chunks. The reason why we count our digits, 1, 2, 3, is so we know where to put our answers. We know that we're at 200 here. That's why we're here. So my answer is 200, takes me down to here. I need to draw a line. Takes me down to here. So now I'm over here at 70 times 5. Oh, you were asking for two-digit questions? 70 times 5. So 1, 2, 3. Why not start in the ones place when multiplying to write it down? You could. I don't. You could, because it'd just be 0 and you have to track it. So it'd be 0, 0, and then 0, and then 5 times 7. 5 times 7 is equal to 35. You have to put the 5 and you have to remember the 3. You could. I don't do it that way. So my final answer is 350. Let's try it again. Does it matter? You have to track your numbers. You have to track your columns. Let's see. So let me see if I can get a... here. Okay, let's see. Because Let's try it. Because I don't do it that way. Let's see. 1 times 5, the way we have it is 5 times 1 is equal to 5. We have to remember 0, 5. So it'd be a 0, it would be 5, right? 0, 5, so I'm over here. So we have to be here. 5 times 5 is 25. 25. Add the 2, add the 5. Add the 2, add the 5. You would have to really remember your numbers. You would really have to track your numbers and understand your place values. That's what I think. You can, because you can add it from left to right. Yeah. You can't, you just got to really track your numbers. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. So 255. Let's do it again. Let's do it again. So we have 4 times 9. 4 times 9 is what? 36. Add the 3. I'm sorry, 30. Add the 3, add the 6. Add the 3, add the 6, right? And then I have to stay here. What's my next number? 4 times 4 is equal to 16. I have to know. Add the 6, add the 1. I feel like I'm going backwards. I feel like I go backwards because I would add the 6 here, then I would add the 1. You could, as long as you know how to go backwards. To me, it's backwards because we don't say 6, 1, 6. We say 16, but we don't say 6, 1. You know what I mean? We don't say 630. We say 36. So I think for me, I do it the other way. But you can do it any which way. You just got to track it. So the 3 digits, I'm sorry. It's not the 3, it's 3 digits, 160 plus 2 digits, 36. Yes. Yes, but in Abacus world, we don't need to say 40 times 4. We don't need to say that. What we do need to do is understand 4 times 6, and you have to track your columns. Thank you. Deform left to 3. Yeah. I can see it, but but in Abacus world, we don't need to say 40. We just need to say 4. So our multiplication fact is going to be 4 times 16. Yeah. I've been doing it for so long, it feels backwards to me, but it is up to you. As long as you track your numbers, it's a guideline, but it doesn't matter. Does it matter? I don't think it really matters. So 196, it takes me to here. Yeah, like Pirates of the Caribbean, and they call it parlay. It's a guideline. Okay, so we have this number. Oh, 65. We know that one. I'm not gonna. This was meant for like kids. Okay, so we have this one. I mean, we could do it again, right? We could do 9 times 5. 9 times 5 is 45. And then we know 3 times 5, I'm sorry, is 7. 7 times 5 is equal to 35. So that's 35. So you add the 5 and you add the 3. I guess you could. You just have to start from here and then go that way. Yeah, I think so. I think you could. I would start from the ones. I guess you have to be uniform. I think that's what it is. You would have to be uniform. So if you're going to go start from the ones, then you have to make sure you start from the 5s and then the 3s. I think so. I think that would be a one way to do it. And that's the maze. That's my maze. Uh-oh. Did I not do that right? I was supposed to go up to here. I have to see that again. All right. So that's about. Do you want to do more, Kay? It's up to you. I don't know if anybody else is very interested. How do you use the abacus? I've always wondered. I'm new here. Hello, Nia. So what we do is, let's do a review. What we're going to do is we're going to understand how to read the abacus. So let's start with 1. No, let's start with this. Understanding that there's the top beads, you can be poetic, and this would be the top beads or the heaven beads. This is the bottom beads. The bottom beads can also be called earth beads. Excuse me. every time the beads are touching the horizontal bar, this is what's being counted. So when I do this, that's counted. When I do this, that's counted. When I do this, nothing is there. So this is now 0. Or we just call it a reset, right? So this is the horizontal bar, or we call it a beam. It can also be called a reckoning bar, but that's a new terminology for me. So in Abacus world, we just call it a beam. I don't know. We have the top beats and the bottom beats. Okay, so what are we going to do? What we're going to do is we're going to understand how to read the abacus. So we have our 0. We know what 0 looks like, right? We have our 1. That's what 1 is. Then we have 2. That's what 2 is. 1, 2. Every bottom beat has a value of 1. Then we have 3. And then there's 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then this book was just to talk about the different numbers, right? The next lesson, and then we have activities to enforce the numbers, and then the next lesson is how to make a 5. Not make it, no, sorry, not how to make a 5. How to count higher than 4. So if you notice, we have 5. The top beat is 5. And then we have 6, 5, 6. Notice if I have 1, I add the 5, now we have 6. If I have 2 and I add the 5, now we have 7. I have 3, 1, 2, 3. I add the 5, now I have 8. And then I have 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. I add the 5, now I have 9. You might be wondering what happened to 10. Well, 10 looks very familiar, doesn't it? 10 looks like 1 and a 0. So now we have our place values. Every column is a place value. We have our ones, our tens, our hundreds, our thousands, our 10,000s. When we look, I said 10, right? This is 11, this is 12, this is 13, 14, and 15. After 15 is 16. Let's do 20. 20 just is this, 2 and a 0. 30, 3, 0, 40, 4, 0. And then 5, 50, 5, 0, and then 60, 6, 0. This is not 10. This is 55. 10 looks like that. Does that make sense, Nia? Thank you so much for the comment. How are we doing? So we can continue on. So after 10, we do 10. This is 100. 100. And then we have thousands. 1000. And then we have 10,000. 10000. So then you might be wondering, well, is this the only type of abacus? No, we have a 13 column abacus, and we use the 13 column abacus if we need more numbers. Every column is a digit, so size matters. If the number is bigger, then you need a bigger abacus. If the number is smaller, you could still use the bigger abacus, or you can use a smaller abacus. This is a 7 column abacus, and it's available in my shop. This is made out of plastic, and it's very easy to move. Because it's easy to move, you want to use your left hand to hold it, and even though you're left-handed, you still use your left hand to hold, and you do your right hand to do your calculations. The reason why is because they say that calculations happen on your left hemisphere. Yeah, your left hemisphere. And on your right hemisphere is where you have arts and visual. And so that's why it's good to have the abacus to see as well as touching. Yeah, great. Great. Thank you for joining. Thank you so much for the comment. I forget, because I've been on for a little bit, I forget, people that come and go. So, we're going to continue on, and we're going to understand, big number. Let's do a big number. Okay, so I think I did this number. When we talk about our big number. So if this is my ones, right? My ones, my thousands, my millions. Now I have 4 million. 4,000,003,000,001 point. The point sits between the ones and the tenths. And then we do 002. That's what this number is. Yep. My son, teachers refuse to let him use it. Yeah. I'm sorry. That's too bad. You know, I don't know if you want to mention it, but you could call it an accessibility tool. It is up to you. But yeah, some teachers don't understand it, and they don't want to I believe it's because they don't want the children to be confused. So I apologized, Heather, for the disruption. It is tough. It is tough to get out there. But it's one of those things like because nobody really understands how to use it and the benefits to it. And I apologize. It is too bad. You you could say it's an accessibility. You could. And then you're supposed to. He was flying through math and the others said, "Oh my god, really?" Are you serious? I thought it was something different. That is hilarious. That's sad. That's so sad. Oh, that's so sad. Is how can I ask how old your son is? I apologize. I don't remember. Oh, that's so sad. That's so sad. It's yeah. Unless your son can teach everybody, then it'd be cool, right? That if yeah, I was thinking it was the other way. I was thinking like the kids were like super young and they were like, I don't want to confuse the kids. So, yeah, that's really funny. Oh, I'm so sorry. He's 7 now, but oh, at the time he was 7. Oh, yeah, he's 15 now. Yeah, 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 yeah. That's hilarious. No, yeah. I was lucky. My teachers were open to having the kids bring the abacus. But my kids were not what? My kids were just afraid to be were afraid to be laughed at, so they didn't bring it. But that is hilarious, Heather. Oh, that's too bad. So does he know how to do multiplication division? Excuse me. Oh, it works. Absolutely. Oh, that is so awesome. That's so awesome. That's really good. Thank you so much, Heather, for dropping by. I appreciate that. That is hilarious because he was flying through. That's a different. That's a good. That's so different. I'm surprised that they restrict him because he was flying because he was answering so quickly. So that's a little sad, and that's too bad. Okay, so what are we doing? Okay, so yeah, no, okay, yeah, waiting on mine. I ordered. Thank you very much. I ordered mine last week. Is it? It's shipped, right? I shipped it. I'm assuming it's from me. I'm assuming it's from me. It should be shipped. I don't have any other orders. So thank you, Heather. Oh, and okay, so how are we doing on this? Are we understanding this? Oh, Nia, does that all make sense? How to make a 10? Oh yeah, so I did that. Oh yeah, so I did that. Okay, got it. So now you're wondering, I have these ones, right? I have 2 dots. Now, which one am I going to do? You just got to choose one, like a Pokemon. I don't know, Nia, if you're still here.
Pokemon, I choose you!
Oh, good. So if I choose this one to be my ones place, then I do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 10. And then we do it again. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. However, now I get to 90. I want to do 100. I can't do 100 because I have no more columns. That's why I go back to this one.
Okay, Charizard, I choose you!
And I do that one. So then I have ones, tens, hundred, thousands, 10,000s. Yep. And so if you notice, after the ones is my decimal. The decimal sits between the ones and the tenths. So then I have my tenths and my hundreds. So now we have decimals. And it's the same thing. If you have your ones over here, then all of these would be your decimals over here. Yeah. And when we're learning, right, what this is specifically it tracks your numbers. It doesn't do anything else. You're doing the calculations. I'm the one that writes out all the numbers and we understand concepts. So one person was like, well, why are we learning this? I go, well, this using the abacus is like using brain gymnastics. It's just like understanding, like doing Sudoku, right? And if this is for adults, I was going to say that it's more like Sudoku, crossword puzzles, jigsaw puzzles, word searches. And even it can be comparable to chess. It can be, but it's like a puzzle. And so what numbers are, and I think the abacus is really lies into this, where it keeps our mind active. And it's very interesting. And if you're ever interested, I do have my books available on my TikTok shop or here. My name is Lynette, and I've been teaching Abacus for 20 years. Thank you everybody for joining. Hello everybody. I do believe that Abacus is the greatest thing next to sliced bread. Even Heather knows too. Yeah, the trick is to use it enough that you mental math and you put it in your head. You could. You could. I'm going to check it out. Not a problem. Yeah, not a problem. Thank you so much, Nia. Yes, Buster, you're right. To use it enough times. But you don't have to. You don't have to do mental abacus if you don't want to. Like I don't. I mean, I can kind of see, but it's up to you. It's kind of like it's like, like we write checklists. I have a whole list and I write it out. I don't keep it in my head. I don't understand why we want to push all the kids to do mental math, but it is up to you. Abacus, I believe, is the gateway to complex math because we solidify our foundation with arithmetic. It's easier to be able to do the higher thinking math when we get there. Yeah, cool, cool, Nia. All right, how are we doing? Let's see. Okay, so we talked about. Oh yeah. Okay. So then the other thing is what we want to do is we want to move the beads with intention. So if we have, if we have 5 and we want to add the 3, we want to move the beads with intention. We don't want to flick. The reason why is now our answers are wrong.
And flick. Oh, you flicked too hard, damn it!
So that's the one thing is we want to make sure that we don't flick. We want to be able to move our beads with intention. Oh, and then the other thing is you'll notice that the beads there's an edge to it. So no matter how big and burly your hands are, no matter how big and pudgy your hands are, you should be able to just use the tips of your fingers like that, right? So when I'm doing the abacus, I'm doing that. I'm adding the 6, I take away the 6. I'm adding the 7 or 8, I take away the 8. That's what I'm doing. And it's the same thing with, doing the bottom beads and then the top beads, right? So what we're doing is we're using the edges of the beads to move it. And again, what we want to do is we want to be happy. We want to be happy when we do abacus. We don't want to be aggressive and we don't want to be mad. The reason why is because it's very easy to move. So even if you bump the abacus, your answer might be wrong. So you have to, that's why you use your left hand to secure the abacus. And that's what we're doing. That is oh yeah, that's being pinned. And then the next step is to understand how to move the beads. And that's where this book lies, and we start talking about how to add. What we want to do in Abacus World is we want to focus on the add-in. Because we focus on the add-in, we want to do 6, we want to add the 2. Can I add the 2? Can we do it? Yes, we can. So we're going to add the 2. My final answer is now 8. So what we're doing is what we call simple adding. That means that do we have enough beads to add? If we do, then just do it. And so in mainstream math, right? In mainstream math, we have these dots. You could do dots if you want, or you could do tallies. Tallies a little bit similar to abacus. Like we do 5 and then we add the 3, and now we have 8. The easiest thing about abacus is that you can subbatize. Subbatizing means that if you look at a number, you know what it is. If you look at this, you know what it is. It's hard to subbatize this because we have to count it. Sometimes when we count, we have to break it up into 2 groups, right? 4 and 4. Then we know that's 8. It's easy to subbatize with tally marks, but it gets kind of hairy when we do more than 10. So if I did this 90, right, I would have like all these marks to do 90. But on the abacus, it's easy to know that this is 90 because we have every place value on the abacus. We have our 10, ones, tens, hundred, thousands, 10,000. So that's the little spiel. How are we doing? Anybody have any questions? I can continue on and keep going. It's up to you. Okay. Hi, Daniel. Yeah? Anybody else have any questions? So one of the things what we're understanding is when we know how to add, we will know how to subtract, right? So when we add, we go to the horizontal bar. When we subtract, we go away from the horizontal bar, like that. That's what we're going to do. So when we go to it, we add, and we go away, we subtract. And that's a very easy concept for most of the children, right? So what we're doing is we're understanding that we add and we subtract. So when we subtract, we move it away. So we added the 6, we take away the 6. It's just like putting on your jacket and taking your jacket off. Toothpaste bear, that's funny. All right, so when we're adding the 7, or this is 8, we add the 8, right? This is now 9. And then we want to take away 7, we take away 7 like that. That's it. So my final answer is 2. So we know how to add, we will know how to subtract. There's not another way to do subtraction. It's just either you add it or you subtract it. So we have the 3, we take away the 2. My final answer is 1. Some of the questions is like, can you do negatives? It's like, no, you can't really do negatives on the abacus. Because why? You can't really take away 9 pens from 2, right? From 2 pens. So that's the difference between abacus, because we have to see it. It's a very visual thing. It's very tactile, and it's tactile for a reason. We don't when they start talking about negative numbers is when they start that's like complex math, and that's what abacus does. Is it's a gateway to complex math, and it's very similar to algebra. There's a lot of algebraic I'm losing the words. Very algebraic essence. There's some algebraic essence that we happen in abacus. So when we add the 4, we add the 5. Now we're going to add the 5. When we add the 5, what we need to do is we need to plus the 3, and we add the 5. Is there enough? Yeah. So all I got to do is add the 5. I'm going to take away the 5. Add the 5, take away the 5. You're going to start seeing number patterns. When we add the 5, take away the 5. The top bead will always be 5 no matter what. And now we have 6. Or 7. Let's do 7. So I have 1 and I add 7. When I add 7, I'm moving these 3 beads. And I take away the 7, I add the 7. Notice when I add the 7, I go to the horizontal bar. When I subtract, I go away from the horizontal bar. Make sense? Okay. We're going to continue on with adding the 9. Adding the 9 is super easy. Why? Because it's the whole thing. So it's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then we do 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9. So these are all 9s. Wow, guys, thank you so much for the likes. Thank you so much for the likes. Hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. What we're doing is we're reviewing how to read the abacus. Let me know if you have any questions. So we have the 9, and then we want to do is we want to take away the 2, and my final answer is 7. So then you might be wondering, well, what happens when there's not enough? That's when we start talking about formulas. Formulas is one of those key fundamental things that happens that we need to understand. When we understand our formulas, which is what? Like the number, like what do they call it? They call it fact families. So when we understand the fact family, it's a 5 and a 4 is equal to 5. What we're going to do is we're going to, thank you so much for the likes. Thank you so much for the likes. So what we're going to do is we're going to understand how to utilize the 4 and the 5. We don't want any freeloading numbers. Why? Because we do enough. So what we want to do is, here is the question. The question is, and this is going to be a very easy, simple question, but the reason why I do simple, easy questions so then I don't confuse you. So here is 3 plus 4. So on the abacus, I'm going to add the 3, but I'm going to use some money because money helps. So let's say I have 3 on my abacus. I have 3 on my abacus. I'm going to use 3 pennies. Now what I need to do is I need to add the 4. If I add the 4, I don't have any more loose pennies. What am I going to do? Guess what? I have 5 cents. Because I have 5 cents, I can give you my 5 cents, but I'm going to expect some change back, right? Just like how we do with regular money. I need some change back, so I need to take away the 1. So my final answer is 7. I can do it again on the abacus. I add the 5 and I take away the 1. And my final answer is 7. We can do it again with the 4. When we have 4 plus 4, we're not going to memorize our numbers. We're not going to memorize 4 plus 4. What we're going to do is we're going to understand the concept of how to make a 4. This is my add-in. This add-in is how to make it. So on my abacus, I have 4. I don't have enough beads to add another 4. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to give you my 5 and I'm going to expect a change. So I'm going to take away the 1. My final answer is now 8. It is a different way of thinking. Because what we did is we're balancing and substituting this information. I add the 5 and I take away the 1. My final answer is 8. This book is also available in my shop. It's available at the shop. Yep. And what we're doing here is we're understanding how to make a 5. This 5 is one of the critical concepts of understanding how to utilize the abacus. And what abacus does is we utilize the concept of how to make a 5 and how to make a 10. The reason why, and then after that, after they understand the basics of of Abacus, then you start going into critical thinking. Critical thinking is very easy in the Abacus world because there's a whole workflow that we do. And that workflow is available over here in my Abacus formula book. This is a comprehensive book to explain to explain how do we use the 5 and how do we use the 10. And the way I have it is that I organized it I just organized it pretty good. And so we have our adding. So these are all the addition sentences. These are all the subtraction sentences that we do for making of the 5. Then we, on the back side, we have a making of the 10. Making of the 10 is very similar, but different numbers. So to make a 10, we need to, 1 and 9 is making a 10, right? So these are all making of the 10 formulas. We have the addition and the subtraction. And I also add in this definition of what commutative property is. In Abacus world, we don't call it commutative property, but I do realize that it is, because we want to be able to be flexible to either have plus the 10, minus the 10 plus the 3, or minus the 3 plus the 10. We want to be able to be very fluid with our numbers. We should know that we can go any which way. So the difference is in Abacus math is that this is not an addition state, but the definition says only on the addition state, but it can't be because you don't balance it. So the way I have it is I have the making of the 5. When I make the 5, I give you a chart and I explain what you want to do is you want to isolate the variable, then you subtract the number from each side, and then you write the commutative property. And then here is my example question. I have the 4, and I'll show you on my Abacus. I have the 4, and I need to add another 4. What we're going to do is we're going to substitute plus the 5 minus the 1, plus the 5 minus the 1, and you do it together, down together, just like that. So my final answer is 8. And then because we know how to add, the 4, we're going to be able to subtract the 4. And then this one is broken up into making of the 5, and then after that we do making of the 10. It's a very comprehensive book. And so because we do the making of the 10, we go through each number. How to add a 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. But then if you notice, well, what about the minus? Well, minus is on the back side. So if we have, because it's double-sided, it's printed double-sided. So if we're looking for the 9, then we have the minus the 9 is over here. We have the 8, then the minus the 8 is over here. So it goes all the way to 1, and then this is where it gets really good. When you start understanding your formulas, then you'll also understand that there's a workflow. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to understand that we're going to have 7 on the Abacus, and then we want to add the 4. Because we're going to add the 4, the question is, do we have enough to add the 4? Yes or no? No, we don't have enough beads to add the 4. So guess what? We're going to see if we can add the 5. Can we add the 5? Yes or no? No, we cannot add the 5. So what are we going to do? We got to come down to here and we have to do add the 10 is equal to plus 4 is equal to plus the 10 minus the 6. Plus the 10 minus the 6. And my final answer is 11. Can you do an example of what you're currently talking about, Jocelyn? Oh, yeah. What, this one? Or do you want a new one? Okay, let's do this one. A new one. Okay, let's do a new one. Let me. So. There we go. We have 19. Okay. Let's say we have 19. We have 19 on our abacus. And then what are we going to do? Okay. What we're going to do is we're going to add 8. Now, when we add the 8, is there enough beads to add the 8? I have 19. I need to add the 8 right here. Is there enough beads? No, there's not enough beads. So guess what? There's no 5. Excuse me. Because there's no 5, we don't need to worry about this. So we have to go down to here. What do we got to do? We got to add the 8. When we add the 8, we have to go yes. Plus the 8 is what? Plus the 10 minus the 2. So I'm going to plus the 10, take away the 2. My final answer is 27. Did that make sense? We can do it again with 16 or 18. Add 1, add 8. We want to add another 8. When we add another 8, right, we do it again. Can we do it? No, we can't add 8 because there's not enough beads. So it takes us all the way down to here. Plus the 8 is what? Plus the 10 minus the 2. Plus the 10 minus the 2. And my final answer is 26. Yeah. But this is like one part of the abacus. The next part is to be able to combine the two. Yeah, got it. Oh, good, Jocelyn. Right? Good. So what we're doing here is it's pretty straightforward. It gets kind of hairy when we start doing two-step equations. Are you ready for two-step equations? Yes? Okay. So what we're going to do, do you remember, let's see. Did you remember that I talked about this? I don't know if you remember that. Okay. If not, we can do a review. Oh, excuse me. Yeah. Okay, let's do a review. So the first thing we're going to do, I need to find... Yeah. Yeah, because there's only so many questions. All right, so let's do a review. So we have 8 plus 5. On the abacus, we're going to do 8. Not a problem. Then what we need to do is we need to add the 5. To add the 5, where is my... Here it is. Plus 5 is equal to plus the 10 minus 5. Right? That's what we're going to do. How do I know? Same thing. I want to add the 5. Is there enough? No. I got to go down to here. Plus the 5 is what? Plus the 5 is plus the 10 minus the 5. So I plus the 10 minus the 5. My answer is 13. That was easy. Yes, that is easy because it's pretty straightforward. It gets a little hairy when we go to here. Now, you'll notice that the answer is the same, but the problem is it's not about the answer. It's all about the add-in. We have 5 on our abacus. We want to add 8. Can't do it, right? 8 goes here. 8 is plus the 10 minus the 2. So I'm going to write it. 8 is equal to plus the 10 minus 2. Can't do it. There we go. So if you notice, I'm going to add the 10. 1, 0, 1, 0, 1. That's my 10. Now I need to take away the 2. This is where we go back to the formula. This is go back to the workflow. Can I add the 2? Yes or no? Can I take away the 2? Are there any beads for me to take away the 2? No. Then, can I take away the 5? Yes, I could take away the 5. So then what? Minus the 2 is equal to minus the 5 plus the 3. So I'm going to take this number, right? I'm going to minus the 2 is equal to minus the 5 plus the 3. So I'm going to minus the 5 plus the 3. So my final answer is 13. Even though the result is the same, the path to get there is very different. Thank you, Jocelyn. Does that make sense? The path to getting to our answer is always going to be different. It all depends on the add-in. That's why the 8 and the 5 is very specific. Does that make sense? We can do it again with the 7. We can do it again with the 7. 7 plus 7. That's easy, right? So we have 7 on the abacus. We want to add another 7. To add another 7, what do? Plus 7 is equal to plus the 10 minus the 3. So I'm going to plus 7 is equal to plus the 10 minus the 3. So I'm going to plus the 10. I'm going to plus the 10. So I'm going to plus the 10. But here I need to take away the 3. I see it to come down. Yes, you have to memorize these rules. Because this is the critical things that needs to happen. We don't need to count up. We don't need to do number lines. What we need to do is we need to understand the concepts. This is the huge concept that we need to understand. When you understand this and you've memorized it like down pat, then it doesn't matter how big or how small the number is when you add and subtract, you'll always be able to get it. So then the question is minus the 3. Can we take away the 3? No. Minus the 3, because we can't take away the 3, we have to do this one. Can we? Oh, no, sorry. Can we take away the 5? We can take away the 5. To take away the 5 is what? Minus the 3 is equal to minus the 5 plus the 2. So minus the 5 plus the 2. So my final answer is what? Minus the 5 plus the 2. My final answer is 14. And it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter which number. You will always get a point where one of these will have to be another step. And that's the beauty about understanding the numbers. And once you understand this, once this becomes fluid, then you can answer any question. It doesn't matter. Let's see if we can do this one. Let's see how difficult this one is. We have 20. We have 7. So which number do you want to do first? The 7 or the 6? Which one do you want to do first? 6. Okay, let's do the 6 first. And then we will do the 7 first next. Just to see the difference, right? So we want to add the 6. To add the 6, there's not enough. So what do? Plus the 6 is equal to plus the 10 minus 4, right? That's where we come in here. Plus the 6 is equal to plus the 10 minus 4. Plus the 10, take away the 4. Uh-oh. Can't take away the 4. Do you remember the abacus? Do you remember the formula to take away the 4? Take away the 4 is what? Can we take away the 4? Yes or no? No, we can't. We cannot take away the 4. Guess what? We're going to minus the 5, right? Minus the 5. Can we take away the 5? Yes, we can take away the 5. So what's the question, right? All we got to do is minus the 5 plus the 1. Yes. So this is where it comes two-step. Minus the 4 is equal to minus the 5 plus the 1. Minus the 5 plus the 1. And then we're going to do 7. Add the 7. Can't add the 7. Goes back to here. We cannot add the 7. Takes us to here. Plus the 7 is plus the 10 minus the 3. Plus the 10 minus the 3. So my answer is 103. Let's do it again, but let's start with the 7. This is where it gets interesting. And you'll see. So we have our 2 on T and we have our 7. We're going to do the 7 first. So we add the 7. And now we're going to add the 6. We know how to add the 6. Add the 6 is what? Plus the 6 is equal to plus the 10 minus 4. Plus the 10 minus the 4. Now it gets really interesting. How do we plus the 10? Plus 1 plus 0. Plus 1 plus 0. How do we add 1 here? Do you remember? I want to add the 1. Okay, so this is where the formula comes in. Can we add the 1? Yes or no? I go here. No, I cannot add the 1. Can I add the 5? Yes or no? No, I cannot add the 5 because I'm already using it. And then I have to go to add the 10. Adding the 10 is what? Plus the 10 minus the 9. So over here, plus 1 is equal to plus the 10 minus 9. Plus the 10 minus 9. And now I got to do this 4 right here. Can I take away the 4? No. What do I do? Can I take away the 5? Yes, I can. So minus the 4 is what? Minus the 4 is equal to minus the 5 plus the 1. Minus the 5 plus the 1. My final answer is 103. That's it. Did that make sense? So it's good to go both ways. It's just making sure that you track your numbers. Thank you, Jocelyn, for the question. But I am going to sign off. Yeah, I've been on for a little bit and I'm getting really tired. It's also midnight for me. I can't imagine like the East Coast. To me, it gets better to start with the 6. You know, it doesn't matter which way you start. You're always going to get into a point where you get into a pickle. It doesn't matter. You can go from left to right or right to left. Depending on how the numbers are, you'll always get into a pickle no matter what. Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. You just got to be able to be fluid to go left to right and right to left. And I think that's what I'm going to do for the adult book is to make sure that we go both ways. The reason why is because sometimes going from left to right is easier. Sometimes going from right to left is easier. It just depends on how the numbers line up. That's why you have to be really solid in your adding of the 5 and adding of the 10. When those are solid, then it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you go left to right or right to left. Right. Okay. Thank you everybody for joining. It has been such an enlightenment and joy. Oh, hey, Dion, you're still here. Thank you. No, thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much for observing. I do hope that it helps. But it's just interesting to see how the math works. But I don't have any specific guidelines. You could go either which way, but I suggest that you go learn how to do both ways, left to right and right to left, Jocelyn. If you could, that's what I would do. Okay. Thank you everybody for joining. Thank you everybody for joining. I hope it was okay. And yeah, I do have my workbooks available in the TikTok shop. I also have some workbooks that are available here as well. My name is Lynette. I've been teaching Abacus for 20 years, and I think it's been fun. I think it's the greatest thing next to sliced bread. And I hope everybody enjoys learning Abacus, young or old. I do believe that even for the older people, no matter how old we are, I think we need to keep our minds active so we can thwart off like Alzheimer's. And I do know there's a few people that came into my live and they're a little bit older, and I have gotten them to it. Do I go live every day? I go live every day, most days. I do go live as much as I go live every day, almost every day, and sometimes twice a day. So this is my second live today. And then, just so you know, I will be out on Friday, so I won't be back until the 24th of June. So if I'm not on, that's where I'm at. But yeah, I'm gonna go live tomorrow, which is Wednesday, and I'm gonna go live again on Thursday. And I'm trying to get into 4 more lives before I leave. So hopefully I'll see you before I go. What time is it? I'm 2 hours ahead of you. Yeah. Right now it's 12 o'clock for me. I try to get on at about 8 o'clock my time. So it'd be your time, 10 o'clock in the morning. And then I try to get on earlier at night, but it just depends on what time do you start my live? Yeah. Yeah, I was going to try to start it at 8 tomorrow. Tomorrow is Wednesday. So probably about 8. I'm going to try to do 7, but it's a little bit. So that'd be like 9 o'clock your time. So I try to do an early morning one, like 7 or 8, and then I do it again at night. Yeah. Yeah. So we'll see. Yeah. I mean, thanks for dropping by. I appreciate that. Hopefully I answered your questions. Hopefully that made a lot more sense. But yeah, I do believe it's the greatest thing next to sliced bread. And then if you have any other questions, just let me know. But thank you again. Thank you again. Thank you guys so much for the likes. Wow, 23,000. That's a lot of likes. There's still 65 people in the room, man. Whew. Crazy. Okay. Have a good night, everybody. Have a good night, everybody. And sleep well, or good morning to those people that are around. I'm not sure. But thank you again for joining, and I hope to see you guys all in my next live. Let me know if you guys have any questions for the abacus, but I do believe it's the greatest thing next to sliced bread. Bye. Bye, Jocelyn. Thank you so much. Bye, Dion. Bye, Sarah. Bye, Lady J. Bye, RIP. Tropical Paradise. I'm sorry. I'll try to be on tomorrow morning if you're available. I was going to do like maybe 8 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. I'm not sure where you are. Bye, Dion. I'm not sure where you are, but I'm going to try again tomorrow morning. Okay, Tropical Paradise. Have a good night. See you guys later. Bye. Okay, Tropical Paradise. What? Yeah. Or I'll try again tomorrow night. I'll probably go on tomorrow night. I'm going to try to go on a little bit earlier, but we'll see. Okay. Have a good night.